Smart homes are becoming a reality now, so what we're going to be doing is a new series here on Copper vs Glass, which is Smart Home Tech. Now we're going to be kicking off the series with the Nest Learning Thermostat, the 3rd generation, so let's take a look. Now I don't actually have a Nest Learning Thermostat myself, it's actually my dad's, so this is just going to be an unboxing and then I'm going to be going back a couple of weeks later to see how it actually works. So inside the box you're going to get the Nest Thermostat itself, a heat link, trim plate, power plug, micro USB power cable to actually power it if it's not plugged into the thermostat, screws, and also a welcome guide. So the first thing that we're going to have in the box is the actual thermostat itself, and this thing is extremely good looking. Now it's made by Tony Fadell, and he actually worked on the iPod and also the iPhone, so you can really get a sense of the actual design language here. It's super well made, really sturdy in terms of the actual build, and the materials that are used are really nice as well. You've got a really nice aluminium outer shell, and you've got a really nice glass section here which has the screen built in, and the whole thing twists and turns and presses so you can actually control the temperature really easy, and it's really fluid, and it's one of the best designed thermostats I've ever seen, which actually, come to think of it, isn't really that many. Next up then is all the paperwork for the Nest, and there's actually quite a lot that you do need to take note of. You've got a welcome guide, a quick start guide, and also some installation information as well. So again, you can install this yourself or you can get it done professionally. However, my dad's pretty handy with this sort of thing, so he's actually going to install it himself. And when I get to reviewing the Nest, I'll go over how easy that was to do. Next up then we have the heat link, and if the Nest is all the power to actually control the heating, this is the brains of the heating. This is the portion that actually attaches to the thermostat itself and actually the heating to actually control it, and this communicates with the Nest to allow you to actually increase or decrease the temperature and also do things while you're out and about. So if you are out away from home and you want to make sure the heating's on when you get in, yes, it does it through the Nest, but that has to communicate with this portion, which, like I said, is directly connected to the heating. Next up then we have a power cable, which is just a standard USB power cable, as you don't actually need to have the Nest installed on a wall. You can actually get a separate mounting bracket for the Nest, so if you want to have it on a desk or a bedside table, then you've got the opportunity to do so. We then have the second portion of the power, and that is the micro USB cable. Now the only reason why you would need this is if you do have the Nest on a stand and you don't directly replace the thermostat, it does need to get power, so you will need to use that plug and this included micro USB cable. However, if you are going to be directly replacing the thermostat in your property with this one, then again you don't need to worry whatsoever, as there will be some wires that will actually power the Nest thermostat directly from where the old thermostat was. Now for aesthetics and to make the job slightly easier, there is also an included trim plate. Now the reason why you would need this is if you remove your thermostat currently in your property and you find that you've maybe got some damage under the wall, or just in general it's a bit harder to install, then you can use this plate and it just allows you to more easily fit the Nest thermostat. However, if you do want to have a more clean design and a really nice looking thermostat, I would recommend not using this and just putting the Nest directly onto the wall itself. And then lastly, in the box you do have some screws to actually fit the thermostat to the wall, and that's pretty much it for the contents. Now while we've just got some glamour shots of the Nest thermostat, I'm just going to give you some more information. This is the 3rd generation thermostat, which actually controls both the water and the heating in your property, whereas the 2nd generation only does the heating. Now obviously this is going to cost you around £199 here in the UK, or the 2nd generation will be £149, and again it varies depending on what you need it for, but in terms of value for money for the actual design that you get and the functionality and money saving, it's definitely a great investment. And that is going to do it for the first portion of Smart Home Tech here on Copper vs Glass. It was just a quick unboxing of the Nest thermostat to get to grips with how the actual thermostat looked and what the contents of the box are, because a lot of people don't necessarily know what comes with it. Now I'm going to be returning to my parents' house in around a month or so once they've got used to the thermostat, to give you guys an overview and an actual review of how good the thermostat works, a look at the application, and also just in general to see how easy it is to use for the average person. And guys, don't forget to check out my previous video, what's on my Android device gaming edition, and also how to organize your tech. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. And if you've got any questions about the Nest thermostat or something you want me to go over in the full review or check out, then be sure to leave it in the comment section down below or on Twitter at Copper vs Glass. For more great content, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.